going to find it rather difficult. But Mayo have performed very well in the second half in most of their recent games. So I'm sure Pat Holmes will be inspiring them to that sort of level here today. Knocked away by Philip Gallagher. Stephen Carolan, and that's going to be a free for Mayo. And another aspect, of course, of Maurice Sheridan's play is his free-taking ability.
Well, I think it's the key aspect of his play, actually. He's an excellent place kicker, and I'd say you'll see a slight change in tactics with Mayo in this half. They'll probably run the Sligo defence more, try and earn frees, and then hope that Maurice Sheridan will do the rest.
Difficult after just being introduced to take a free so quickly. But that's experience as he sends it over the bar. One point now between the sides. He hit this powerfully and accurately, and it will do Mayo and indeed Maurice Sheridan a world of good. Sheridan becomes Mayo's third free taker in this match. Kieran Quinn with the support coming from Mark Cosgrove. Went off a Mayo man, so it's a line ball for Sligo. Eamon O'Hara pumping this in again high and long. Jerry McGowan reaches it before the end line, keeps it in play. Still McGowan trying to pass it back outside. Paul Taylor, good defending. 4 Mayo players line up, including captain Noel Kennelly. Alan Roach takes too many steps with the ball, and that is a free into Sligo.
Yes, indeed, and that's the second time that has happened to Alan Roach, actually, when he has had the ball and he's tried to barge to it through 2 or 3 players, and Paddy Russell has made the correct call in each case.
Paul Taylor with his second point. Once more in Castlebar, it's a 2-point advantage for the visitors. I wonder what Pat Holmes said at half-time, because the side's performance lackluster to say the least, particularly from a defensive point of view. The long ball again for Michael Langan. Kevin Carroll can't hold it. Coming across is Jerry McGowan. Mayo full back line still seem unsettled and indeed exposed. McGowan, lovely skill, floats it in, and the goalkeeper Peter Burke did very well. Uses Alan Roach. Again, nobody available, and Mayo are going to have to. And again, amazingly, Alan Roach is penalised for taking too many steps. But to be fair to Alan Roach, he certainly had the time to distribute it more intelligently.
Yes, he should have got rid of that immediately, but I thought that time, mind you, that he was held by the Sligo attacker, by Paul Taylor. But again, it's the third free he has conceded from overplaying the ball.
Another chance for Paul Taylor. And the result is the same. 2 very quick points for the captain. Makes up perhaps for that penalty miss on the stroke of half-time. It's back to a 3-point advantage for Sligo. Consistent and powerful in his kicking. And very determined. It may not be a capacity crowd in McHale Park, about 15,000, but they're certainly enjoying a most interesting game of football. Sideline ball at the far side is for the home side. Noel Kennelly. Philip Gallagher, content to concede another sideline kick. This time it's Maurice Sheridan. Tells James Gill to go near the goalposts. Kieran MacDonald tries to knock it down. Paul Taylor is back there helping out his defence. Sligo tried to hold possession. There's nobody readily available and he has to concede possession. Well taken by Alan Roach. Looking around, the corner back, sends it high and sends it wide. And the referee has indicated it went off a Sligo defender, and that's a 45. I thought we were going to have the unusual sequence here. There were two cornerbacks scoring a goal and a point, but this just went to the left, helped by a deflection from a Sligo man.
Has the doctor Rogers? It's a Carson ball. Kieran, look at it. Kieran, middle. Good. Hands up. Hands up, Kieran.
Once again, the responsibility rests with Maurice Sheridan. Hits it powerfully. Right over the bar for his second point. Like Pat Fallon and native of Five, but now plays his club football, not with Garner in Galway, but with Salt Hill. Hits this perfectly. Best kick out by far from Peter Walsh. Sligo have it. David Durkin. Back to Paul Taylor. Licking it outside towards big Kieran Quinn. John McPartland. Sligo's composure and character tested now in this second period. Crossfield ball aimed at Sean Davey, but gathered by Trevor Mortimer. Look at where the full forward is. Deep inside his own half of the field. Ball falls for Kieran MacDonald, but there's a collision. The two players involved certainly in some pain. It's Mark Cosgrove in your picture at the moment, and it looks like Pat Fallon as well.
No, I think it's Mark Cosgrove and James Nallen, but that was a really suicide pass for Trevor Morton. I agree we can give it an advantage to James Nallen. Should we given him a moment or two earlier? Just going back to the general trend in the game, the Mayo attack is very, very leaden-legged. They're very ponderous at the moment and slow to react. And even though Pat Fallon is having a fine game, there is a distinct lack of movement up front in the Mayo team, in contrast to a very, very busy Sligo attack, even though they're maybe not translating it onto the scoreboard.
Sligo number 3, Mark Cosgrove, who's only just back from injury. Here's the incident again. It is Cosgrove that collided perhaps even with his own man there. James Nallen also went down. Maurice Sheridan again. Going right under this. It's loose, it could go anywhere. But it's Patrick Naughton that has it. Gives it to David Durkin. Whose pass towards Patrick Naughton was intercepted by Kieran MacDonald. But he rushed his effort. And there's a little bit of arguing between Maurice Sheridan himself. Sheridan was in a very good position, but obviously Kieran didn't see him. From a statistical point of view, that was Mayo's 8th wide of the game and Kieran MacDonald's 3rd. Break balls towards Colin McMiniman. Sligo in a spot of bother here. Good defending, but it was illegal by Paul Durkin, and that's going to be a free, dead straight in front of the post. And Paul Durkin is incensed at the referee's decision for that free given to Mayo, dead straight in front of the post.
Yes, indeed, and once again it was Martin McNicholas who won a ball he had no right to win, gave the ball to Trevor Mortimer, who was fouled, I think, and Paddy Russell definitely gave the correct decision there.
This is the incident again. Paul Durkin fouled the number 14. So Morris Sheridan is going for his third point. This is introduced at half-time. Sligo certainly would want to stop conceding silly frees since Morris Sheridan's arrival.
Yes, indeed, because it's a damning statistic of the Mayo team. Very few of them have scored from play, actually. And if they can keep discipline in their back line, they have a great chance of winning the match.
Patrick Nocton takes too many steps. And again, Paddy Russell, I think the referee is perfectly correct.
Yes, and great pressure from Martin McNicholas on the player in possession of the ball.
Paul Durkin is quite annoyed with some of his colleagues. There were two Mayo players available there. Morris Sheridan, I think, is intent here on raising his fourth white flag of the match. Hits it well again. Just barely going to the left and right. It was only a few centimetres off target. But certainly since Morris Sheridan arrived, he's added a dimension that Mayo are perhaps content to look for frees, earn frees, and let Sheridan put them over, because from a creative point of view, Mayo certainly lack that ingredient.
Well, there's certainly a lack of imagination and creativity in the play today, but just going back to that free kick, I'm surprised James Gill didn't take it, because it's on the correct side of the field for him.
Well won back by Sean Davey. And again, Sligo, well, they almost had it, but Mayo looked so unhappy under a high ball. Comes to Michael Langan. Sean Davey is available to his left. Decides to use his captain Paul Taylor to his right. Taylor thought he might win himself a free. He has to go back and give it to Michael Langan, who gave him the ball initially. Over towards Paul Durkin. Under pressure from Kieran MacDonald. Sean Davey now wants it to the left. David Durkin is available. Still Sean Davey. Loses possession. And the free has been given. And Kevin Cahill is so angry, which is so unlike him. But I think on this occasion the referee has made a mistake.
I think definitely that was a mistake. I think that was a free out in this case. Kevin Cahill came in there, okay. Free wasn't given at that stage. Actually, he dispossessed him there. And I think the free was given a moment or two later.
Sligo's 14th free. Paul Taylor sends it over the bar. His fourth of the match. For while Sligo may have deserved a lot more scores than that, they certainly will be happy to take this one, because it was against the run of play.
Yes, and the damning statistic of both teams, actually, of both forward lines, is that all of the scores in the second half have come from frees or placed balls.
Mayo thinking about taking on another option in their attack. I can see David Nestor is warming up along the sideline. Meanwhile, they regain possession at centre field. James Nalla. Morris Sheridan is available and loose. Sheridan trying from here, but it's an easy ball for Peter Walsh. Philip Gallagher is available immediately. The right cornerback. Drumcliff Ross's point. Eamon O'Hara. A little bit quiet in the first half, and Sligo will require him to produce the goods in this second period. Feeds it out to Kieran Quay. Over this side, making a run, is Patrick Nocton. Sligo now a little bit more focused. Kieran MacDonald almost getting there ahead of Sean Davey. Davey has the support. Michael Langan pumps it in towards the corner. Well won back by Fergal Costello. Morris Sheridan again hungry for possession. Kieran MacDonald gives it long into the space. Over towards left half forward Stephen Carroller. Philip Gallagher under pressure here. Comes back to James Gill. Coming forward from left half back is Noel Kennelly. Straight in front of the post, and he sends it wide after all of that. Noel will be disappointed, and so will all of Mayo. Great sequence of play by
Number 22,
Mayo,
David
but
Nestor, replaces
certainly
number
ended
10, James
disappointingly.
Gill on the Mayo team.
Substitution has been confirmed for Mayo. There's a yellow card for Paul Durkin for obviously an incident in that sequence of play.
Yes, I think that yellow card was given for an incident directly down below us when Maurice Sheridan gave the pass. Paul Durkin took him with a late tackle. Good refereeing from Paddy Russell insofar as that he allowed the play to go on and booked him after it went dead.
Ball by Paul Durkin. Kevin Cahill uses the goal scorer, cornerback Tom Nallin. Now in more familiar surroundings. Pat Holmes has decided to bring in David Nestor, and the man that's gone off is right half forward James Gill. That was well won. Danger here from a Sligo viewpoint as Mayo angle themselves into a good position, and Marty McNicholas gets his third point. He really is the only corner forward that has shown the incisiveness required at this level.
That's an absolute wonderful score from him, the smallest forward in the field. Fielded a high ball very confidently there. He's normally a left-footed player, but got onto his right there and kicked a very confident ball over the bar. They need more of that from him and from others around him. That should inspire a Mayo comeback.
Confirmation of the substitution as Mayo try an alternative plan. Here's Eamon O'Hara. Almost got away with it. Now he has it. Races away from James Nallin, and Trevor Mortimer taken out of his grasp fairly and squarely, and away come Mayo now. James Nallin back to Trevor Mortimer. Kieran MacDonald. Patrick Nocton should be underneath it, but it falls instead. Maurice Sheridan has gone through. There's a chance here, and the goalkeeper saves. But the option should have been taken, and Maurice Sheridan should have been used. If Mayo lived a charmed life defensively in the opening half, Sligo are experiencing the same sort of existence in the second period. Kevin Cahill and Jerry McGowan tangle once more.
Yes, just going back to that last incident, Stephen Carman possibly showed his inexperience there. He had just coming up here, he had Maurice Sheridan to his right there, should have been given to him. Probably a bit selfish. The deflection took the sting out of the ball, and the goalkeeper saved comfortably.
Number 21, Darren McGarty replaces number 12,
So
Sean Davey on the Sligo team.
Goal scorer in the opening half is replaced by Darren McGarty. And this is a player that has suffered severely from injury, but is a half forward that in Sligo is deemed as a real star for the future. Breaking ball, so vital now. Picked up this time by Eamon O'Hara. Into the open space for Jerry McGowan to run onto. That's a terrible ball from McGowan, but it could work out. It shouldn't have, as Mayo once again weren't concentrating enough. They have to go back. Path to goal is well blocked. Mayo harassing and chasing with a lot more intensity now. The referee has blown his whistle for a foul after the ball, but you just sense that Sligo's concentration is just dwindling. Just a little bit.
Yes, a little bit, Marty. Mayo seem to be getting a toehold in the game at the moment. They're winning more of the breaking ball around the middle of the park. Again, that was an unnecessary free there in David Nestor, and Maurice Sheridan probably will be able to capitalise that now. A simple enough tap over for him.
Maurice Sheridan as Paul Durkin and Pat Fallon exchange greetings. Maurice Sheridan levels the match for the very first time. Well, Maurice Sheridan has proven to be the saviour of the Mayo side. His substitution at half-time has changed, certainly, Mayo's complexion on this game.
Yes, one significant switch at the moment. Paul Taylor has gone in full forward and John McPartland has gone out the centre half forward in the Sligo team.
Sligo have led all the way through. They now find themselves on level terms in a game where they should have it all wrapped up and just booked the bus for the journey back to Sligo. Mayo, energetic, hungry, and above all else, accurate. Kieran MacDonald gets his first point, and Mayo lead for the very first time. It took 55, almost 56 minutes of championship action for Mayo to stretch in front, thanks to the boot of Kieran MacDonald.
Yes, and the eager beaver work of Martin McNichols again, who made that chance for him.
David Durkin. Paul Taylor, remember, is up at full forward. Here's Jerry McGowan. Rushed his effort, but it could still work out. Punched back towards Alan Roach. Kevin Cahill is available. So too is Pat Fallon. Into the space for Maurice Sheridan. Mark Cosgrove with him. Uses David Nestor as the substitutes play a vital role. Trevor Mortimer. Kieran MacDonald on the blind side, skips away. 4 white jerseys chase after him, but MacDonald misses the chance. The initiative has swung to the home side.
Yes, but it's up to the home side to actually punish those mistakes in the Sligo defence and press home their advantage. That's one that Kieran should have got. Possibly, had he been a little bit sharper and free from injury, he might have got.
That was Mayo's 10th wide of the match in comparison to Sligo's 5. Paul Taylor can't hold on to it. Here's a chance, and Sligo are back on level terms. Once again, it's Desi Sloan. It's the one and only time I think he's touched the ball in the second half, and that's primarily because of the upgrading of Mayo's performance around centre field. He did very well here. Difficult angle, had the confidence.
Yes, a lovely piece of opportunism from him.
Great catch. Kieran Quinn has certainly built on his reputation by his performance here. Darren McGarty loves to run at opposing defences. Here's McGarty. Nobody in around the house, nobody readily available. They want it long again, but this is going to go off target. Peter Burke is alert. Noel Kennelly. Colin McMenamin. The pass intercepted, and Sligo have it once more, but not for very long. The sliding tackle is from Eamon O'Hara. The referee has blown his whistle, and he's given a free to Sligo. For a challenge there, apparently on Eamon O'Hara, although I felt that perhaps Eamon O'Hara was a bit illegal earlier with that sliding challenge.
Probably was, but okay, everything being equal there, I thought he might have let the game go on there because Sligo had the advantage and had a great chance of scoring.
The kick by Desi Sloan is accurate. A truly wonderful response by Sligo. Leading all the way. They knew themselves at half-time they were by far the better side. Found that Mayo had the resolve and determination to level the match, go in front, and now Sligo are back in business. Mayo make another change. Michael
Number
Moyles
20,
is
Michael
coming
Moyles
on
replaces
for
number
Colin
8,
McMenamin.
Colin McMenamin on the Mayo team.
And Michael Moyles is another one of the stars from Crossmolina. And his normal position is around centre field. Trevor Mortimer. It's an accidental belt, but he certainly felt it from Eamon O'Hara. And to his credit, picks himself up. Free quickly taken. In towards Martin McNicholas. Given a little bit too much space, perhaps by Brendan Phillips. This is Maurice Sheridan. Oh, that's a great point by Sheridan. His first one played. But when we see the replay,
Number
I think
17,
you will even give him more credit because he seems to be off balance.
Mark Cosgrove
The
on
teams
the Sligo
are
team.
level for the third time. 1 hour, almost 1 hour and a minute played. As Sligo introduce Pádraig Doohan, and it looks like it's going to be Mark Cosgrove, the full back, who came into this game with a lot of difficulties in terms of hamstring and ankle problems. And Pádraig Doohan is in at full back. His normal position now, it must be emphasised, is wing halfback. So that's perhaps a weakness that could possibly be exposed by Mayo. Jerry McGowan tries to get away from Fergal Costello. McGowan's effort is dropping wide of the target. Peter Burke, goalkeeper from Kilchamo, taking the kick out. Comes down towards Michael Langan. Michael Moyles was fouled, and that's going to be a free to Mayo. Kieran MacDonald pumps it in very long. There's a chance here for Stephen Carolan. Back to Marty McNicholas, and that's over the bar. A simple 1-2 combination. And McNicholas gets his 4th point of the match. Created by Stephen Carolan, but again the long ball plan seems to be working nowadays.
Yes, and Stephen Carolan let that one out actually to Martin McNicholas. So that's the last 2 scores actually. McNicholas has both created and executed himself.
Great catch by Noel Kennelly. Michael Moyles showing well since introduced. Philip Gallagher gets there first and sends it down to the unmarked John McPartland. As Sligo converge on the Mayo goalpost, steps aside one challenge, hits it in, and that is over the bar. And a wonderful response by McPartland and Sligo. Sligo will not die.
Yes, and that was a great pass from Philip Gallagher. He got the ball and immediately he saw that McPartland was loose, gave him the ball at the right time, and McPartland did the rest.
Wonderful running by McPartland, getting by Tom Nallen, and had the composure to level the match for the 4th time in Castlebar. Peter Ford and TJ Kilgallen, between them 11 Connacht Championship medals from Mayo, now in charge of Sligo. James Nallen onto Maurice Sheridan. There's an option here, it's Carolan, and that's over the bar. This is football the way it should be played, with action fluctuating from one end of the field to the other. And Mayo are back in front. Maurice Sheridan's, again, contribution is huge here. Involved, hungry, active.
And of course scoring from place balls, but he's had a big input actually in a lot of the scores in the second half. And again, that little bit of added experience has been essential to what is a very, very novice-like Mayo forward line. A lot of them playing in their first championship today.
Eamon O'Hara seems to have picked up an injury. He seems to be confident enough that he's able to continue. Kick out by Peter Walsh. Great catch by Kieran Quinn rather. And he wins himself a free. Kevin Carroll under pressure here. The break falls to Paul Taylor. There's at least 3 Sligo players still available. And they'll try it once more. But this is well off target. Not one of Paul Taylor's greatest games.
No, it's funny that normally when Sligo go well, both Paul Taylor and Eamon O'Hara are very central to everything in the team. But today they've had one of their quieter days. And there's a guy come in there, Kieran Quinn, in the first half instead of Rory Brennan. He's been absolutely brilliant at midfield for Sligo.
Sligo are thinking about introducing Ken Killeen. In fact, they're about to do so. And it looks like Paul Durkin is the player that's going to make way. Eamon O'Hara now has switched to midfield.
Number
Ken Killeen
22,
will
Ken
have
Killeen,
plenty to prove here.
number 8, Paul Durkin on
And
the
Ken,
Sligo
who
team.
scored the goal last year against Mayo, a ball that seemed to fool Peter Burke and Kenneth Mortimer, you may recall. And he comes on a corner forward. Eamon O'Hara. 4 Mayo players around him and they eventually win possession. David Nestor. Back to Alan Roach. High challenge from O'Hara. And the referee is going to have a word with both Ken Killeen and perhaps Eamon O'Hara. But the referee has picked out Ken Killeen for a little word. And the free is going to be taken for this high challenge on Alan Roach. McDonald, Pat Fallon, crept inside the Sligo cover. But Pat sends it wide.
Yeah, shooting is never a strong point. He shot a bad right in the first half and he had no time, in fact, in that situation, possibly going to be better off to give the ball to John McNicholas or Stephen Carlin, who were available.
1084.
David Durkin. Fouled in the centre of the pitch. Eamon O'Hara tries to spray it out to the far wing, but Noel Kennelly has the situation under control. Stephen Carlin under pressure from Patrick Nocton uses Noel Kennelly. That's good play by Mayo, switching from one wing to the other. Kieran MacDonald with Michael Langan. MacDonald trying to float this one in, but that too is gone to the wrong side of the goalpost. Sligo still in the match. 2 minutes of actual playing time left. We haven't been informed about extra time as of yet, although I can now tell you, I just see the 4th official saying there are 2 extra minutes. So
there will be 2 minutes of additional time at the end of normal play.
Left here
2 minutes of additional time.
Is there a match winner? Can Mayo hold on to that slender lead, or can Sligo produce at the least an equaliser? Alan Roach. Tom Nalla under pressure from Darren McGarty. Gives it to brother James. Half blocked. Eamon O'Hara surges forward. Gives the long ball. This is 2 against 2. And it's still there, but picked up well by Fergal Costello. Alan Roach. Michael Moyes loses possession. Sideline ball to Sligo. A Sligo team on their first half performance that hardly deserved to lose. The second firmly belongs to Mayo.
I must say both teams have given it their all. They're out on their ears at the moment. You can see the tiredness and the mistakes kind of coming into the game. And, you know, the old heads at this stage for Mayo should be slowing it down and trying to keep possession as much as possible.
A vital ball. Picked up by Pat Fallon. Kieran MacDonald wants it behind. The referee blows the whistle for the foul And this is the sort of inexperience that Sligo have that are going to punish them, because Maurice Sheridan is in great form.
Yes, that's the one thing they must avoid, actually, even at this late stage, is conceding points from frees. Like Pat Fallon had the ball, he's the least likely man on the Mayo team to score from play, and just that little bit of added discipline is needed.
We're into injury time now here in Castlebar, and Maurice Sheridan could well score here, the assurance point for the home boys, and a place on the Connacht final. Hits it to the left and wide. The first mistake really from Maurice Sheridan. He's been so good and so impressive.
Well, as I say, even a homer nods.
Can Sligo get an equaliser? Just about a minute and a half. They need possession here, but they don't have it because it's Kieran MacDonald. Michael Moyles providing the overlap. It rebounds off him, and it comes to Pádraig Doohan. Sligo need to get the ball up the other side of the field, and they need to raise a white flag quickly. It's Eamon O'Hara who'll carry it. Still Eamon O'Hara. He needs support. There's nobody there. They're all over the far side. Still Eamon O'Hara. That's great defending, but the level of support that was available to him was quite poor. It comes to Philip Gallagher, who earlier in the game, started a run that resulted in a free. Double hops. Foul on the ball. It's going to be a free to Mayo.
That's great pressure from the Mayo team, but certainly they were very lucky to get that free in the first place. Philip Gallagher possibly should have let the ball up that little bit earlier, but great pressure from a lot of players. Sheridan, James Nallen, Maurice Sheridan, the experienced lads.
By our calculations, just about 20 seconds left. Maurice Sheridan going to take this as James Nallen recovers in the background. Over towards Kieran MacDonald. Between them they lose possession. Sligo, this is the last charge. They need to get the ball up the field quickly. Have they time? Paddy Russell is looking at his watch. The ball comes to James Nallen. All Mayo have to do now is hold possession, and James Nallen is fouled. A tired Sligo team will be bitterly disappointed if the end result is a 1-point victory for Mayo. Here's Nallen going forward. Darragh McGarty brightens him down.
Certainly, if Mayo, it looks likely at this stage they're going to win it, but it certainly has been a very, very hard-earned victory. They've had to really fight hard for this, victory. And I must say, Sligo will rue their mistakes in the first half, those simple goaling chances that they scored.
Marty McNicholas will hold possession up in the corner. Every second is valuable now. Mayo have it, yes. The referee looks at the watch and says, enough is enough. And Mayo go through to the Connacht final. They've really lived a charmed life, the home side, in the opening half. Sligo could have been perhaps 9, 10, 11 points ahead. They were only, in fact, 2 points to the good, and at the end of 70 minutes, they find themselves losing this particular match by just 1 point. A much improved second half by Mayo. The substitution of Maurice Sheridan introducing him certainly paid dividends, and Mayo go through by the narrowest of margins. Join us after this commercial.
It was exactly as we expected. We had said all week that it was going to be a tough battle. We said there'd be a kick of the ball in it, and we were hoping it to be on our side, and luckily enough it was on our side. We didn't play particularly well. We played poorly, particularly in the first half. We got it a bit together in the second half, got a few breaks or whatever, and we just nose in front coming towards the end, and we just held on.
And what was missing in the first half? You seem to be very lacklustre altogether.
Well, when you're talking about a derby between two neighbours who I suppose keen football rivals or whatever, often the football isn't very good, and I suppose from our point of view, Sligo played all the football in the first half, and we just hung in there. I suppose we got a let off, they missed a penalty or whatever, but like if we could have been in serious trouble at half time. We only went in 2 points down after not playing particularly well, and we came on the second half and I suppose played a wee bit better, but not significantly better.
Great, Pat, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks a million.
Just very briefly, we have Tomas McCahey and Michael Dignan now in the studio to talk hurling. Tomas, who's going to win this one?
I would go for Kilkenny, but it wouldn't surprise me if they